Hey folks, how you doing? Tom Willard here. Want to do a quick weekend update. As I mentioned in a video a while back, we've been watching the cryptos. The cryptos look ready to go, and actually they've failed here. So very important stuff here. I want to kind of break this down from a longer term perspective. I know a lot of you are not day traders. You're more longer term, and you want to buy and invest in something or diversify out of other things into cryptos possibly, or just looking for a way to make some extra cash with stuff you have laying around. Maybe just call it diversification out of cash. But let's take a look at just the major two because I want to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point. Ethereum and Bitcoin. There are a number of other names that I'm in, but these are the ones that I think most people follow and are definitely the most liquid. So here is a daily chart. You'll see the D of the Ethereum US dollar relationship, and you'll see here the cup with handle I've talked about in previous videos. You've got a cup, you've got really a smaller one within a larger one. So here's the larger one. Here's the cup. You see I'm drawing this out with my cursor. Here's the little handle base, and here was the breakout point. That's the buy point, okay? And I bought here. I've bought throughout for quite some time, actually. But there's another cup and handle here. You'll see it here, where it's a half handle, where the handle didn't form at the previous highs. It formed about slightly above midway. You'll see the handle here. You see the breakout, right? And then it failed because when you buy this breakout, your stop technically should be under the base right here where my line is. So breakout point, buy here, stop here. First target is going to be here, this previous resistance point. Well, it didn't hit the target, turned right around, and then stopped out here where it took out these lows. So should you take your stop? Absolutely, you should take your stop and get out, okay? And then look for it to set up. And here's another base here. You see this small base after this shakeout, up and down, taking out the shorts and then taking out the longs. Another base breakout point here where this line is. Stop here. First target, previous highs, boom, hit it. Takes them off the table. Continue to ride. Either trail stop pivots. You're out here for a nice profit on the second trade. Or, as I mentioned, looking at the larger cup with handle, buy here, stop here. Well, you buy here. Where's your target going to be? Well, typically what I do is I extrapolate based on the previous pivot move. So that's a whole other discussion for some other time. But the breakout here, it did not hit that target. And it came right back down. And if you notice the base here, here's the breakout point here. The base is here. Where's your stop? Look, on this massive Friday where it got crushed, Bitcoin, a lot of the cryptos lost 25% in literally a couple hours. And then they tailed out, came back up. So let's just step back and look at this now. What are we seeing here? We're seeing this breakout here do what I call a tornadic formation, where you've got higher highs and higher lows. What's that doing? It's just shaking the tree, right? Classic technical analysis, you buy the base, you stop, and then you look to get back in. Well, a lot of times people pick off those stops. But does that mean you shouldn't have stops? Absolutely not. You need to follow your plan. But you could just get back in, right? It's not that hard. So huge lesson here. You notice the higher high, the lower low. But then what happens? When does it negotiate the situation, settle in, and then break to new highs? Or possibly break to new lows? It's when this next base forms after the tornadic formation. So what do we have forming here, guys? Okay, in the grand scheme of things, I am still bullish on cryptos, but I tell you what, this is ugly. Look at these candles. Look at the overlap. Look at the whippy tails. This is indicative of a complete move back down. So I'm playing this still with a long bias, but I've got my stops. I bought this breakout and I got stopped out. I bought this breakout, took some profits, got stopped out. Same thing here, right? So you just got to take your stops and get back in. So right now I'm looking for an opportunity to get back in, but until I get that opportunity, I'm not going to get in. Now you can X-ray down to a 60-minute chart, 50-minute chart to try to find ways in to X-ray in, but then use the tighter stops, and you can totally do that. But longer term, I am bullish on Ethereum. Okay, so let's kind of zoom in here on what's going on. You'll see this extension here, up and down, base breakout. So what are we looking for here? We're looking for another consolidation. I would say look for a consolidation here in the 4,000 to 4,500 range, okay, within the realm of this high and low that was set in, this tornadic formation, if you will, with the resistance point obviously all-time highs around 48 and change, 4,800 and change, and you're looking for a break, move higher for a base. Now, this thing could just go straight up without giving you a base. It could, and if that's the case, you can also just buy the highs. Look at it as a really sloppy handle off a bigger cup. You know, this is still a very bullish setup. Chart-wise on this daily chart. But what I'm seeing here is not bullish. This is not healthy price action. However, the trend is still up in general on that longer time frame. You've still got the cup with handle. The cup with handle, original one failed, but it's just shaking people off the tree. It's just making it a little bit more difficult. And you look here, see low, lower low, shake out hard low. Try to come down here again toward the end of this last week, a couple days ago, and you can see it held. So where's your stop? Say you say, you know what, I'm going to buy this here right now at 41.45. Great, you can do that. You're playing this tornadic setup where it's trying to you're anticipating the base and the consolidation to go higher. But where's your stop? Where's the line in the sand? When do things fall apart? Well, it's this tail, right? $3,500 a share, or a coin, is your support point, and you notice that lines up well with previous support here, minor support right here. So if we start to break down, because this tornadic formation could lead to a breakdown and a move back down to 2,000, could really be within the realm of happening. You can get short. If you know how to get short Ethereum, you can do that, or you could just take your stops and get out long and just don't hold it. But if it breaks through this 34, 35, 36 area, then I think it could easily revisit 2,800. And then do you want to be holding the bag if it goes down there? No. You just take your stop, and then if it holds and consolidates, then you can get back in around the same price, slightly higher price, maybe slightly lower price. Same thing here with the support point here. If you get in this area, there's your major line in the sand. Now drawing this back out, you can see the support here. So your stops are here and here. And like I've said over and over again, pound the table. Take your stops, period. Now, Bitcoin here, a slightly different animal, right? Here's the chart. You'll notice really textbook cup, right? Same thing. It had this little mid handle and it broke out and failed and then jerked down again, double tapped, and then came ripping higher. Really didn't get. So see how this went ripping? And I talked about that in Ethereum. You may not get your base. Right here, you got a couple day consolidation here, which you could have tried to got on, but you don't get the nice pretty base like you do here, and it'll just go. And then it'll run, and then your fear of missing out, or seeing yourself miss out, you're buying here at the absolute highs, and you're suffering through this pain. But you'll notice here a lot more significant pullback here on Bitcoin than there was on Ethereum. Okay, so you get your cup, your handle breakout. Buy point is here, where my line is, about 65,000, let's say. Where's your stop? Right here, 57,000. Well, if you took it, which I did, I got stopped out. Took my stop right here, got out. Okay, now I've got a core position, but I'm trading this in and out. I'm trading in and out additional positions off my core. And I've got a stop on my core, which is much further down, where my break-even point is, and technical support is down here in the $35,000 to $40,000 range. But you can see this here. This breakout, if you bought it, you get stopped out. I got stopped out, got out. Now I'm looking for another opportunity. Well, then we had this vicious move down. Where's your support point? Right here around 40,000. See where my line is? Right here, 40,000. You can see it held it here, and now it's also trying to hold up. Now the problem with this one is it's not really setting up a tornadic. It's making lower lows and lower highs. So your first test is, let's see if it can break this $52,000 mark right here, because that would be the first higher high it would have made since this moved down here in the first part of November, a little over a month ago, where it came down. So that's what you're looking for here, is this point. If it can break past this point, maybe give you a higher low setup, that's when you look to get on, or I'm looking to get back on. I may take a little sniff here over 52 and put my stop right under here at 46, 47-ish, right? But your major stops are now where this tailed out here around 42, which is a lot of pain from where you are, right? Or for where you may have got in if you didn't take your original stop. That's why I want to pound the table, guys. Take your stops and then just get back in if you still like it. And I'm still bullish on Bitcoin as well. This is weaker, though, than Ethereum. It's pretty easy to see if you go back in the video to the Ethereum chart and what it's done versus what Bitcoin's done. Bitcoin is relatively weak. However, the other thing I've noticed over the last couple of years of being involved in these is that relative strength, relative weakness doesn't play out like it does as consistently as it does in the stock market, in the equities. And if you got something with relative strength there, relative weakness there, I feel like you can get more reliability with regards to it's going to continue to be relatively strong or continue to be relatively weak. Whereas in the crypto world, something could be relatively weak and all of a sudden, boom, it's up 30, 40%, and what was relatively strong is break even or down. So just keep that in mind. But Bitcoin and Ethereum here, thought I'd do a breakdown. So what are we doing now? It's going into the weekend, or the start of the week, FOMC announcement this week, end of the year. Just be aware, be ready to take know where you're getting in, know where you're getting out, And like I said, I'm still bullish on these two, but I need to get my pattern to get back in. I'm not just haphazardly buying back in because I got stopped out. I need my setup and I need my candles to lay out exactly how I want. All right, guys, until next time, trade well, follow your plan, take your stops.